So welcome to the Film Garage 208 podcast. My name is Sarah and this is Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. Today we have with us Beau and Jay. They are local entrepreneurs in the textile field. Designers. You have a lot going on. Llama owner.
A lot of things.
Yep.
So maybe, what do you do? What's your business?
Real quick, Fran. Let's make sure that didn't.
Roll on.
It's rolling. Go. Yeah.
I mean, it's a
hard story.
It's a really long, complex answer. But
Okay.
basically, what I do is what I want to do when I see that needs to be done, And I started off with everything was passion, and so I loved being outside. I loved the outdoors, and I loved working with people.
Did you grow up around here?
I grew up in northern Utah.
Okay.
And then I spent a lot of my summers in the Soda Springs area.
Okay.
And I moved here in 2009 and have been here ever since.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of got my start really in the oil industry because in 2009 era, 10, 11, 12, it was hard to make a living in this area. But I knew what I wanted to do, and that was basically be a farmer and a rancher. And I had to start from scratch. And so I was like, man, there's no job. So go to school, go to college here locally, work in the oil fields, use the money to infuse into what I was started off doing, which was raising llamas. And I realized the more that I did that,
There's oil fields here?
in Wyoming, Colorado,
okay.
and then over in North and South Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, continue.
And then,
Huh.
and then into Montana too. So, and
Okay.
Utah. So I traveled a bit. I worked in the oil fields for 10 and a half years.
Oh my goodness. That's a long time.
A long time. Yeah. And my wife and I,
I've heard that work sucks to do. Like it's grunt work, right? Like,
I mean, even
sucks,
high
it's
level
hard.
positions, you start from the bottom most of the time, and then you work your way up if you want that, and you can rise to the top pretty fast if you're willing and able and put in the time and the effort. But it's a sacrifice for your family, it's a sacrifice for you, and then it's the hours are insane.
Isn't it like time on, time off, like 2 weeks on and then time off, or is it not like that?
Depends on where you're at. You can be on the coast, you can be in the Midwest, you can be in Alaska on the different positions, but it's oil and gas field, and then it's like oil, gas, and water, and then you really should say oil, gas, water, and infrastructure, because there's always maintenance that needs to be done, and then there's always stuff that needs to be built new, and then technology comes in and changes things. So no matter where you're at, and then there's like the labor positions, blue collar positions, and then there's like the white collar, traveling around, flying in jets positions, and I played all of those roles.
Really?
And it's a really, really crazy industry. I talked to my friend about it the other day, Nate, and he's like, yeah, you're lucky you made it out. I'm like, yeah, we're both lucky we didn't get stabbed somewhere along the way.
Really?
And we're joking, but we're also very serious.
Like it was dangerous?
like at that higher level? Is that,
You always higher level, you're getting metaphorically stabbed in the back.
Okay.
You're always watching out.
political stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Political stuff. But then in the oil fields, I mean, you just see fights break out all the time.
Weird.
On the job site,
Well, I guess you are probably out in like
in the grocery store,
Oh,
in the restaurant. I mean, everything will be fine, and then boom, fights.
What?
And so it's just
Is it just
I
like
guess
the
you're-
type of crowd that's taking these
yeah.
jobs? Is
They're
those?
they're tough.
Yeah.
They're rough.
Sure,
They're,
okay.
If they have family, they're usually not there with them. They're traveling.
They're not the family man right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have their best morals
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
And to work less than a 14-hour day is uncommon. And then
So that takes a toll on you too.
your mind gets a little fatigued.
Sure.
And then, it's tough.
So you
you
got out
made
of
it
it
out of
after
there.
10 and a half years. That's a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time and a lot of traveling, and I used that to get my llama ranch going, and then
So oil fields to llama ranch. What made you
it's
make
kind
that
of like
jump?
all at the same time.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I used the oil field opportunity to build a professional career and get money, and then use that money to start our llama ranch. Because when I started, I started with a $19 hammer. I had no truck, no cell phone. I had a place to live, which rent was $300 a month, and I rented a pasture for $25 a month, and
Oh
it
my
needed to be
goodness.
fixed up. And I wanted to put my llamas in it, but I didn't have llamas, so I went and bought a $20 hammer, fixed up the fence, went and got some goats and llamas, borrowed a truck to do it, and just started
Just like literally
There.
pulled it together with shoestrings. Like just,
less than that.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, so
backing up, why llamas?
Yeah, how did you learn
why was the goal in the end?
Sure.
To do that, yeah.
It wasn't. I didn't start off llamas. The passion was to raise my family in a farm.
Just farming in general.
Just where they could learn responsibility. They could have, some fresh air and some space.
Okay.
To ride their bikes and to play in the mud and the dirt and play in the canals and help do chores. That was what
have like that childhood memory that
you
just are not going to have when you're an adult. It's just get one chance to have that.
One chance to have that. And that's how I grew up. And I thought to myself, this is about the only way that I know. Mm-hmm. And I know that I can teach my kids the principles I hope to teach them this way. And other people can do it their way, but I don't think I can do it any other way.
At that point, when you made that jump over to start buying the llamas, how old were your kids? How many did you have?
No kids. I mean, this was like...
So you were thinking ahead.
You were really thinking
20
ahead.
years old, 21 years old, like long-term planning. Like,
good for you.
Where I want my life to go.
Check you out. You had your head on straight.
Wow.
And
okay.
I was pretty goal-oriented.
Yeah.
Which led to not dating very much and not enjoying life very much and a lot of work. And but I grew up on a farm or ranch, and so having horses and cows was a big deal. And I never really liked riding the horses. I liked packing them. And so I was looking for some pack animal that could help me spend more time in the backcountry and go to the places I wanted to go and like logistically do the big jumps that you really can't do on your back.
Are you, like for hikes or hunting or
both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I just got off a 6-day trip or 4.5-day trips, 6 total days of travel solo, just because that's what I like to do with my llamas.
What?
How many did you bring?
I brought 5, and we spent 2 miles on trail, and the rest of it was all off trail.
Oh my goodness!
And it's just
you and your 5 llamas off on this adventure.
Off on this adventure, just have to start and end at the same spot, and the rest in between is all venture quest.
Just exploring.
So
how did you figure out the llama then? Because you like the packing and.
I knew that. I was like,
see a llama and you're like, that looks like.
You don't see llamas
it could
that
hold
often.
My pack.
That's not like a normal thing.
And
right,
it was kind of like I tried goats, and then I was like, okay, I could try something that's better than, in my opinion.
I wish I could have seen you trying those, like the goats and these different things.
The goats was a quick.
Quick no.
And then
how did you make it to a trail or like?
No.
How much can you even pack on a goat?
It just depends on the goat. You can pack a pretty good amount on them when you get good ones, but it's like everything,
Start headbutting you.
You can buy a pound puppy and it does its thing, but you also can buy a very expensive, well-trained, well-bred German short hair.
Yeah.
So it's all very different. I tried burros and we just did not see eye to eye. And the burros never made sense for me. And
it's like a donkey? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they're about that tall at the back.
Keep the animals and just try it for a minute and then return them?
I had them
or did you have to buy all these animals?
No, you got to buy them.
Yeah, I was going to say you had to buy all these animals.
That one didn't work.
So you still have the goats and the other
I still
things.
have the goats and I still have the burros and I went and bought
you don't want to make them feel bad.
Llamas, and llamas were the most expensive. They were $500 for 2 llamas and all the gear and equipment. And up to that point, I'd spent about $300 on everything that I had collectively.
Yeah.
And one of the llamas he was just not worthless, but he couldn't walk to the mailbox and back without laying down.
He just didn't want to.
You picked a bad one.
And I didn't know. I had no idea.
It's like picking a watermelon. Like, how do you pick a llama? I don't know. I don't know what to look for.
You don't know what to look for. Well, now I know what to look for. And I would tell my younger self, don't pick that one. And so me and this other llama, his name was Rio. I actually proposed to my wife with Rio down at one of the falls locally. He carried our lunch in. And so
I was really hoping you were going to bring one today.
You're like, no.
they wouldn't have minded,
That's so funny.
Next podcast.
Some AC in here.
Right.
And so that's where I got llamas and progressed into that. And then I started realizing that the llama breed that I was searching for was very rare and was dying out.
Huh.
And so I started to spend money on really quality animals and realized that it was really rare. And so I started getting more and more of them. And I started breeding them. My wife every year. So how many are we going to end up with? I'm like, I don't know, 25. And then at 50, she's like, how many more? I'm like,
50 llamas?
I don't know,
That's a lot of llamas. 75?
She's like, okay, you can stop at 75.
That's a full yard of llamas.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then we got to 100, and she asked me, I'm like, I think you should just stop asking me.
Yeah.
Like, please. And now we're over 600.
Stop.
600?
And it bounced between like 200 to 700 throughout the years, depending on what's going on. And
so were you breeding them at that point? Or
I started breeding pretty much after the first year.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so many.
And obviously the amount of learning that's taking place is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like regrowing the species or like you
on all honesty, when I look at it, if we didn't do, my wife and I collect the genetics in North America, we put a little over 500,000 miles on our pickup truck in the search of quality animals. And if we didn't do that, most certainly there would be probably no revival at this point.
So does that look like you went to just different farms around
all of North America?
Yep.
And we collected, I would say, probably 80 to 85% of what was available to be collected at that time. But about 20% of that we collected was too old and didn't work. And so we lost close to 45% of the genetics that were here at one time.
Oh, wow.
And the bad thing is you can't just go to Arabia or to Peru or wherever and get new bloodlines. And so what we have.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And so you try not to breed animals that are related at all.
Yeah.
Because we can't just go get something that's unrelated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so we've been working really hard in South America for the last decade to get animals here. And I'm headed to Peru in January. And I feel like it's the second phase of my project.
Okay.
But it's an expensive one.
Okay.
It's one I couldn't consider
more
before.
llamas.
So was phase one just
The collecting,
growing this, collecting that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then proving them, making sure that they can do what we want them to do.
Okay.
And so if a female has a baby and it doesn't produce, the mom doesn't have milk, and then she breeds her again, she doesn't have milk again, should we keep breeding her?
Yeah.
And so we went through a lot of that, a lot of sifting through animals that were reproducers and those that weren't. And
You have to keep track of a lot.
Oh yeah, the genetic
That's a
mapping
lot.
and the tracking and the
Oh my
paperwork, like Excel that I learned in college is like
So it'd be like the gold mine if you just found some small town somewhere that had just like the purest
Some
breed of
other-
llama from
yeah,
Bring in
I
something
would be
else.
thousands of years
salivating
ago.
if-
You'd be like, oh my God.
and I know
Give me
where
that
some are
llama.
at, and there's 3 countries, and they each have that I know of have a few strongholds,
That's so interesting
But-
that they're so rare.
and getting them is not. That's the problem.
It's hard to get
Yeah,
them.
it's all about
Yeah, how do you ship them here from across
it's all
the
politics
country?
and
Oh.
legality of being able to
Animals.
import
Is it like
them.
because they know what they have and the value, and that's why they're like,
No, it's basically just a relationship between the U.S. and
Yep.
other countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's that blockade
Yep.
that makes it
Gotcha.
impossible. And sometimes it's the blockade inside of the country, either the U.S. or the foreign country, that like can't get them out of certain areas. And so, I mean, but I'm still on it, and it's a good path.
they're
And
not like protected. Are they?
In some places, they're protected.
Oh, and you can still buy those.
Technically, but you can't move them.
That's where the politics comes into
That's
play.
where the politics comes into place. Like,
I see.
technically you can buy them, but technically you can't own land in some of those countries, and you can't move them out of that state or province. They're supposed to stay there.
I see.
So they can
It's like
transfer
you can
ownership.
own these here. It's like,
But that's it. You're just
Yeah.
So it's
it's like being able to adopt a dolphin, where you're like, okay,
yeah.
I'm not actually gonna get to keep this dolphin.
We don't
in the
get to
house,
keep this
but-
dolphin.
Yeah.
So I'm working hard on
Gets my
that.
money.
And so, but that brought on, so we have the bigger llamas, stronger llamas that have more athletic ability. Then we started the business of commercial outfitting. So we're taking people on, anywhere from 3 up to a 12-day trip in the greater Yellowstone area.
Okay.
So
That's
places
fun.
out of Jackson Hole, actually Yellowstone National Park,
Pretty.
the Wind River Range. And then we grew that into Colorado, and then we grew that into southern Utah.
Oh.
Cool.
And our biggest operation now is in southern Utah, where we actually offer horse pack trips and day rides, and then llama trips as well.
So you have a bunch of horses and llamas over there also.
In Utah, yep.
Okay.
It's our only dual livestock
Oh,
operation.
wow.
And they basically coexist down there,
Okay.
which is a unique thing that's
Yeah.
taken time to get them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have that kind of amount of llamas down there too, like in the hundreds.
No, we run about 40, but we rotate them every other month. And
Okay.
so we'll rotate the 40 to there from some that are up here. And so we rotate them.
Give them a little break there.
So where
Yeah,
did you
just give a
learn
break.
more? I mean, besides just the experience of like trial and error, how did you learn about the specifics of these llamas? Like, the facts that like a vet might know, or
Literally reading vet books.
Yeah.
And consulting with lots of vets and
You just jumped
consulting
right
with
in.
lots of owners,
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
and just like reading and searching and asking. And then trial and error. And like, then you're faced with something like, this llama doesn't look right. And the vet's like, I don't know what it is. And you're like, well, can I call your mentor, please, Mr. Vet? And so then you call their mentor who works at, Washington State University that wrote some of the books that you're reading. And they're like, here's what I would do.
Like you're literally having to find the professors who wrote the books to talk about the llama.
It's not like a thing you're just going to find on Google, I imagine.
There's not a big Wikipedia page on this.
And there's more information now than there ever has been, but it's nothing like the horse world or the cattle world. And the reason is there's billions of dollars put into those industries, each decade. Yeah. And it produces income for so many families. Well, llamas produce income for about 5 families. And it's income, but they're not making any money.
Sure.
So how did you see the vision of bringing them on, packing tours?
Making the business
what
out of it.
made that light bulb click?
Yeah.
Well, it had been done sparingly throughout, like the late 80s and 90s. So I kind of learned that it was a possibility at that point, but then at a necessity. And so I started leasing the llamas out to people. Like a family wants to go on a fishing trip and they've got young kids and they're like, there's no way we're getting tents, gear, food into the Tetons. So I'd rent them llamas. And my friend in college rented our first llamas. So I rented the llamas. I'm like, I made $600 and that's exactly what my rent payment was. Like, this is insane.
Like the best feeling. Yeah. I'm rich.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, and I didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Like I had already trained the animals. I had all the gear and equipment and I didn't have to feed them for a week, which it was a big deal.
True. Saves you a little money there too.
Yeah. And I was counting everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So that's when it started. And then 2 months later, I officially started the LLC. And then it's like, okay, I'm doing this. And the gear and equipment that I started with was stuff that other companies had manufactured and supplied. And it all just truly it was so subpar and wouldn't hold up to the test. And so I started.
It was probably shaped different too, right? For all the horses, or just like didn't fit.
You didn't fit. Nothing
try to hike in like a shoe that's too big or too small.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And so we started at that point. Basically, the first year I had llamas, I started redesigning and try to improve everything. And I've never stopped that process. And so we designed basically everything you see on a pack animal. They got halter on the face, the lead rope, the pad that goes over the back, the saddle, the rigging, the cinching, and then the panniers, and then a lot of stuff that goes inside of it. The scale, the weigh, everything that has to do with the animal we make from scratch. And Jay has been helping me for over a decade. And what we know about, stitch fabrication and textiles and how to build something robust enough that it's going to last a long time is insane. And we build by far the most technical and durable and tested gear. We have over 1 million miles now. We hit it last October, 1 million miles of trail experience with our company.
And this has to be sturdy stuff because you don't want like a dog leash that's like crappy and then frays and rips immediately.
Right. I guess it's got to
it's got to be a solid thing.
Work, right?
Yeah. Right. So you can't be in the middle of that hike and it break.
It cannot break.
Are you kidding me? Can't call AAA for that one. Yeah.
And when it does, I mean, you've got guests, and right now most people are paying about $700 a day per day for their guided trip.
Yeah.
So from your tents that you're buying from whatever, Big Agnes, MSR, to all your llama gear, everything you have to have, you trust. And we went through the rigmarole on that whole deal. Yeah. And so 1 million miles later, and we're realizing there's still components that need, retooling. And
that's where Jay comes in?
He's always been there. Okay. And now I finally got him to come on board because we purchased a company called Sopris Unlimited, and they've been in the industry for a little over 30 years, and they produce a lot of llama gear and goat gear, and also, packs for people and just a lot of different stuff that they make with fabric and textiles.
So did that give you access to like their warehouses and machines and stuff?
Yep.
You said you bought this company or like acquired
in January.
Great. Okay.
So we've been on the path for 2 years. Yeah. Finalized in January. Just paid it off a couple months ago, which is a nice feeling.
It's crazy. Good exciting. For you, man. That's fast.
It was a big down payment.
That's really fast.
Seriously.
And buy a business and pay it off and like.
Yeah. Well, my goal was to buy it, get it paid off, and then start to infuse our time into the development.
Right. Then you don't have to think about this. You just know everything forward is clean books, easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason is, I mean, there's a lot of, when you buy a business that's been established for 30 years, and they have a good reputation, you're buying a stack of stuff that comes on paper. And you're like, you file cabinet. You're like, this is insane.
Yeah. Like, where do you start?
Where do we start?
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
You know, it's like, usually it's like,
it's a whole other job.
They can hand you everything they want on a USB drive, right? Or
Here's
transfer
30 years
Google
of
Docs.
data.
And so like taking that system, deciphering it, and then putting it, I would say we're just about there. We're just about turned over.
Trying to modernize it a little bit. And
yeah. One of the first things we did is like, okay, new logo, new company name, new website, but still the public doesn't know that because it's all behind the scenes.
Sure.
So we're still running the old operation and learning that and going through that process because sales are coming every day, but building the new part of it. And one reason why we wanted to do it is we're calling it Mount Sopris Equipment. It's a mountain in Colorado. And so the original owner, him and his wife, the Hackbarth family, started it. And he was a pioneer, and he was to make his own magazine and send it out to select people. And it would cost him, his first magazine run was a little over $20,000.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't imagine spending $20,000 on any type of marketing that we're doing right now. Like
that's a solid chunk of money.
It is.
We're talking in the early 80s.
Even currently right now, that's a
what
lot
is that
of
in
money.
the 80s?
I don't know.
That's
it's
probably
insane.
like $50,000
I mean,
in the 80s.
he was a
And now
ballsy
money.
guy.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I got to know him over the years. And
I'm going to look that up.
I'm trying to carry his spirit of go for it.
Like, go big or go home.
Like really, really go for it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't scare you and you can't see quite the pan out. Like then you need
it's almost like
try.
you have to have something that you can't fail. Like, you have so much into it that you just can't fail.
That's
then you won't let it.
$78,000 in today's money.
Yeah, is that
That's a lot
crazy?
of
That's
money.
insane.
And that was just
money.
for his
Just
magazine.
for the magazine.
Oh,
I mean, people had to
my-
get,
Clearly it worked. So
Holy cow.
and then like,
so
how did you hit the target market? How did you hit the people that wanted this thing? I don't even know. And I asked him, he's like, oh, I just would send it to certain groups and I call certain people and ask them if they want one. Then I'd mail it to them. And then I'm like, oh my gosh.
But
and
I
then
guess
he
then
would
there
wait
was
for
really
call
only
orders.
papers. Like there wasn't too much TV action.
There's no
or
website at that
radio.
point.
Like that didn't
Yeah.
exist. Like this was the only option.
But
That's
still,
what they
that's
did.
gutsy. I mean, that's just the same as starting any kind of business now with that kind of money. Like, that's no matter where. Yeah, that's a lot.
big.
Yeah, but if I spent $78,000 in marketing today and I just did a haphazard
That's a
job,
national campaign.
Yeah,
we would do very well.
Oh yeah.
Even if
yeah.
even if we didn't build proper sales funnel, even if we didn't have proper SEO, as long as we would do very well.
yeah. No, absolutely. It's like the consistency people need to see. So I'm sure with
Yeah.
that guy's magazine, he probably was doing it on the regular, and
Yeah,
people got to know that.
Yeah. And he would travel to every event possible and do free demonstrations and clinics on, how to pack your llamas and this and that. And I mean, just went for it.
So kind of on that subject, more of like the marketing side of things, when you took over that company, was it you alone thinking of these things? Like, how do I continue this brand that's been on for 30 years without like changing the name in a way that customers don't like? Or,
Yeah.
how did you have a team with you, or like?
No, it was all me. My team is so busy, and everyone believed in me, and they heard my thought, my vision. It's like, okay, go do it. I was driving to Colorado to go sign the documents and bring them the check, and twice I stopped ready to pull over. I mean, I was sick to my stomach,
That's a huge responsibility.
and I was like, I don't have the time. And working with you, Daniel, that like I don't have the time.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
And I'm failing at points in my life and business and doing the best I can. But everyone's been very patient with me the last few years because they know that I'm maxed out, but I'll get to it. It's just going to be later.
Yeah.
So I can't believe that we pulled it off and did it. I just kept feeling that you owe these commitment to these people. You said you were going to do it, like you thought about it. I've even prayed about it. It's like, I felt that this was what needed to happen. And when I got there, his wife was going through, it started early stages of dementia. And
It's just sad to see.
it was really sad.
Yeah.
She signed the documents and then she walked out of the building and Charlie went after her. And I was like, not quite sure. And she's out there, went outside, just like your door, went outside, and I went out there and she goes, it's finally over. Like, it's finally over. I can rest now.
Oh my goodness.
And she's saying this to herself out loud
Yeah.
with Charlie by her side. And at that moment, I just knew, I was like, you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's carried me through a lot of the hardships these last 7 months because, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
They must have seen that you
yeah.
really cared because, I mean, while a check is nice, something you've built for 30 years, you're not just going to sell out to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know?
And they told me, like, you're the only one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it seems
The
like
only
it.
credible guy to be
got-
talking about llama harnesses and those other things. Like, who else?
Yeah.
and you're sitting there, you're like, there's so many people in the world, you know? Like, I remember being on a
I just
plane the
got
week
goosebumps.
before.
I like moments like
and
that.
I'm flying through the air and I'm looking down. I'm like, city, city, city. And I get to the airport, like thousands of people from all over the world and all different nationalities. And somehow here I am in just in my own little tiny niche llama world, thinking about going to Colorado next week. And these two people need this to happen. And I'm thinking about backing out, but this mattered so much to them. It matters so much to me. And I knew that in 5 years, it was definitely going to be the right decision. But the road to that, it felt unbearable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And right now,
you're taking on 30 years of like pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in one
and
day.
you don't want it to fail.
Yeah. It's always
And-
the fear of failure. Like, that's just the unknown. And
Yeah. And so I realized I knew that I couldn't do it alone, but I didn't know how to find the help or when it would come. And I told Jay, I called him and as my mentor, I was like, Jay, what do you think? What should we do? I'm about to do this, And
He's like, don't.
before you
Don't do
bought
it.
it.
before I bought it, and I've got
Okay.
these 3 other businesses, Wilderness Ridge Trail Llamas, where we raise the animals. We provide llama rental services. We build all the gear and equipment that we use. And then, our breeding operation. And we, breed and sell pack llamas. And then we spun off of that and went to Utah with Wilderness Ridge Adventures. Just slightly different name. It's our Utah LLC where we do guided horseback trips and llama trips.
Sure.
Okay.
And we do, 1-hour trips all the way up to 7-day trips.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're right next to Capitol Reef National Park. And so, like, if you're going to Capitol Reef, it's definitely a must do. And we're just right there. And it's a very cool operation. And so the Wilderness Ridge Trail Llamas spurred into that.
Yeah.
And it's once in a lifetime opportunity to be the last private property before a national park. And to
And
operate.
you have that
Right, how
in
cool is
there.
that?
And that's, right there.
That's prime. Yeah.
And there's the resort so people can stay, swim. They can go do a horse ride one day, a llama ride the next day, Jeep
That's
tour the
fun.
next day.
That's cool.
And it's a very small, quaint town.
Yeah.
And so you get the view. It's just, you get the amazing, it's a very, very special place where you get like the desert and the national park literally on one side of the road. It's a scenic byway that you go through. And on the other side, it's beautiful 11,000 foot peaks, plateaus, and forest.
Like
And
lush green forest.
Yeah, it is
Interesting.
insane.
That sounds cool.
That's weird. Okay.
And a lot of
Not
native
just flat
history.
Idaho desert land.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's every time I round the corner out of Torrey, headed to the Capitol Reef National Park, there's this big, huge corner. And you come around, you see the red bluff, and you're like, wow, this whole landscape just changed. And you realize that you're somewhere special.
And I assume you picked that place on purpose to.
I think it picked us, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Yeah. By getting going, we met people in the industry, and it was through doing good business that somebody reached out and said, hey, what about this? And I was like, not a bad idea, but what about this? And that was my idea. And because of that,
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we started to build our ranch. Like I said, it started with a $19 hammer. Then
Here
I
in
finally
Idaho
bought.
Falls.
I
Still have the hammer?
Still got it. It's right above my office
On the
under-
wall.
On the wall.
Yeah.
It's really rusted and old.
In case someone breaks in. It's your,
And then we had to build the ranch. So we had to build all of our fences, build all of our roads, do all of our water lines, all of our irrigation, build all of our barns. And so I learned how to do a lot of stuff I didn't know how to do. And eventually I just bought all the equipment to be able to do it long term. And then I would do jobs for other people because I had the equipment.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
use that to buy more equipment.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And then COVID hit and we went full-fledged construction because all the guiding was done. No, we
On your property.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we refunded everything. All of our customers that wanted to go on guided trips or rent llamas,
they pre-book. Is that
they
so?
pre-book, like October, November, December, right? And then January, you do a lot of bookings. And so when COVID hit, people were like, hey, what if we have to cancel 2 weeks
Yeah.
later? Like everything shuts down.
Oh,
So we almost
wow.
lost our business.
Yeah.
But I had-
Did you have to issue refunds?
We did, and we had a strong policy, but I'm like, if we don't,
That's such
Yeah,
a
it's
like
such
rock and a hard
yeah,
place.
it's tough. And think about it. You already paid for the marketing. You paid someone to answer the phone and book and answer all their questions.
Yeah.
You already charged the card.
Yeah.
Right. You got all the waivers. And then you got them all scheduled. You trained your guides. You hired your guides. You promised them work, right? Well in advance. And then the time comes and you're keeping the doors on. You're paying for overhead. You're paying for your rent on your building. You're paying for, your cell phones, your insurance, your commercial liability, your vehicles that you got to transport people with.
Every month of that adds up so fast.
So fast.
Feeding those llamas.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And all of a sudden you don't have all the money you already spent.
Yeah.
What you're
deposit money.
expecting.
And then you're going to get 50% more as the trips go. Part of that goes to your guide. Part of it goes to the second part of the operation and overhead. And then you hope to keep 15 to 20% if you're lucky. And so to lose, we lost the whole season.
Yeah.
And then your guides, we had guides that worked for us for 7 years.
And at that point, you didn't know an end date on when it was going to end.
Nobody
Things
did.
were all crazy. So like, what a stressful time.
Yeah.
For that to
Stressful
happen.
time.
For sure.
And everyone got all their money back. And then nobody started to travel. The phone stopped ringing. Our guides, I said, do whatever you can do to make money. I don't know what to tell you.
But I'm sorry.
I want you to just go travel, do anything to make a living.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm digging a pool right now with my excavator. And next week I'm building a fence in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Well, gotta survive.
And then I'm doing a foundation.
Gotta fill that time.
And we started just doing everything and anything that we had the equipment for. And which ended up being our business. We started Baty Builders.
Okay. That's funny how that works out.
During COVID
Just
because we
evolved
had the equipment.
Yeah.
And I remember like 5 years before that, it's like, I told my wife, we're going to buy this $5,000 welder. She's like, why can't we just get one that will work? I'm like, but it's not one that we could use to make a business off of. So instead of spending $1,500, I spent $6,500 and then was able to pay it off through all the work that we did by ourselves, but then turn it into a business later.
It's a problem to think that way. I think the same way. It's a good and a bad thing. I'm the same exact way. I talk myself into the pricier thing every time.
This is it.
Because then you start factoring in like, you buy enough of the cheap things and then you just buy once, cry once. Say it all the time. It's like,
You do say that all the time.
it's I cry a lot with this job.
It takes
Camera
a long
gear.
time with that mindset to realize, I think, what you had in your mind.
Yeah.
But while you're realizing it, what you bought or what you invested in is working
Yeah.
the entire time. And there's some things that don't. And I think sometimes you forget that. You're like, how many years has it been since I've been using this camera or this light or this vehicle or this tool? It's like, I've had this thing for how long?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's like, wow, good investment.
Yeah.
And so it's sometimes you got to take some
Pat yourself
stock.
on the back for that one.
But when
Yeah.
it benefits you and your like whole business is now like snowballing into it. Yeah, great.
Well,
Pat
and
yourself on the back for that.
And your
Yeah.
world is so
Perfect.
much different. I mean, for me, an expensive light is nothing to an expensive like generator you have to buy or a whole entire vehicle to be able to pull trailers or like your expenses are just add up quick. You got you're doing big stuff.
Yeah, they become like they depreciate quickly, and then the maintenance time that it takes and skill set to keep them working, and then the cost, it's very dynamic.
All these tools you buy, you know how to use them though before you buy them. Like
Know how to use them most of the time.
so, like, do you know how to weld?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not a waste then. It's
I weld a lot.
yeah.
I bet you could find a good use with
I'm the
it.
best
Yeah.
welder.
Like we
I
always
know.
find something. We're like, we could weld something with that.
I'm sure your wife will let you buy it.
Yeah.
When did you buy it already?
Bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have. We on the insurance we just did. We have 28 welders now,
Oh my gosh.
and our most expensive welder is a little over $60,000. We have 4 of those that are
That's
the
so
same.
funny.
And I'm like,
You just can't stop.
it just shocks you how things go.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not one that stops and takes inventory. Like I hardly look at our quarterly statements, you know, and my accountant's like, you got to look at this. I'm like, it's in my head, bro. He's like, oh yeah, what's the year to date? I'm like, I bet we're within 4,000. He's like, 3, I hate you, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, see, don't question me anymore.
It was just a lucky guess. But Baty Builders has been a good thing because it keeps us having work year round.
Yeah.
For example, I have one of our best guides. His name's Luke Scharf, and he did a bunch of llama work in Yellowstone this morning from like 4 a.m. to 11. Then he came back to the ranch. He's like, yeah, let's work. What do you want me to do? And now he's doing everything involved with Baty Builders. So one payroll stops, the other one starts. But he, as an individual, has to continue to work.
Yeah.
And that's beneficial.
Yeah.
And
when business owners can do that with their business and not just stay into one thing and kind of like use all their resources. It's fun to like watch what they can do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your employee likes it, being able to like switch gears and not be doing the same thing all day.
The employees that we've learned to hire and the ones that stay, they don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Totally.
Whatever that might be in their mind.
Yeah.
It might be a cubicle style work. It might be, who knows what, but they definitely love the change of pace, and guiding's always kind of a change of pace. And so COVID taught us that you have to have diversification if you want to keep your people, and you have to try to employ them as long as possible. The seasonality of a 60-day or even a 90-day season is not enough.
Because that's true. Llamas is only 60, 90 days out of the whole year.
Yeah, the whole year. Utah, we operate in March all the way through middle of November, but there's peak seasons and then there's slow. But that's the longest operating season that I think anyone running river trips, mountain trips, hunting trips, pretty much anything. If you can get a 6 or 7 month season, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Right.
And what you realize when doing that is the personnel that you have, they're really not built mentally for that long of a season. 5 months is pretty good. And then they're like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go do my other thing in a different part of the world or country.
Okay.
And all of this has led into basically realizing that building Mount Sopris equipment and starting Mount Sopris equipment is the future, right? Is the way that we can build gear and equipment that we use and not have our teams take from what they're doing and start a new team, a new process. And it's also a creative outlet for me. During COVID, my mind went nuts. And I started developing, prototyping so many things that I felt like the industry needed. Both, the livestock industry and backpacking world, but then the outdoor industry for humans,
Yeah.
So I did a lot of prototypes. I had 43 prototypes and we got 4 or 5 patents on stuff now, and spent 4 years developing one main product that you did shoot for.
That's cool. You're an inventor.
But it's just like, we just need to improve stuff. And Jay has helped me through that whole process. And he's really brutally honest. He's like, nope, can't do that. Won't work. You should try this. And here's why. I'm like, dude, the lesson of the textile components again.
Jay, I want to hear more from you a little bit about your background and kind of how you've helped with Beau.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, my background's kind of weaves through as Beau's does. Grown up in Idaho, and went to college and stuff here. And then I got into some businesses where were large businesses, and I worked my way up into executive positions. And it was great, and I got out of
Doing
Idaho.
textile stuff?
No, it was actually like larger businesses, like auto parts industry.
Okay.
And then I went into the freight forwarding industry. And it was just kind of a path that I took after college that I wasn't intending on doing. And, I was like, I got to get out of Idaho. I got to move and stuff. And I ended up in major cities like Seattle and Portland and, all over the country. And it was great. I was making good money and so on and so forth. But the downside is that I had a stroke at a young age.
Yeah.
And so that put me down.
Yeah.
And my rehabilitation was, gaining my strength and my coordination and so on and so forth. And I've always liked sewing fabrics.
Yeah.
And that started out decades ago. And during my time as a youngster, it wasn't really looked on like, he wants to sew and blah, blah.
He was a bodybuilder too through college. That's how he paid through college. So you got this giant bodybuilder with thighs like this and doing these fine sewing techniques and understanding. I'm like, what a guy, He knows his stuff.
That's awesome.
So I enjoyed it. And so, eventually I got a good industrial sewing machine. I started making stuff. It helped my therapy, helped my mind, and I got out of the high stress office jobs and that type of thing and regained my health. And it just kind of started, like friends and family and neighbors, they'd say, hey, could you make this? Could you make that? And I'm like, sure. Yeah.
Like what?
So like what were some of your first ones?
Yeah.
Like fixing backpacks or duffel bags or any kinds of soft goods that are like sports equipment, that type of thing.
Okay. So not necessarily clothes all the time. Like it could be
So you got right into like that stuff.
Yeah,
like
wall tents, like for camping, and those type
Okay.
of things. And it was fun. And then I'm like, well, maybe I can make a living at this. So I just kind of got an LLC and started working out of my garage and buying sewing machines and fixing sewing machines, you know, and learned and grew. And then I got some help with me that were good sewers too, because it's a trade that there's lots of people that do that anymore.
Totally.
You know, they're either aging out or they just don't do it, or
sure,
it's kind of a lost art for sure.
Yeah.
I like sewing.
So I just kept doing it, and eventually got out of my garage and got into a building, and then got into a bigger building, and you know, learning lots of things as I went along. And one of the things I really like to learn and do is like, you know, that's great. Everybody's always done it that way, but can we do it a different way?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so true to Jay. That's great. But there's got to be a different way.
We can think about it differently.
Which is why he's been so valuable to the industry for so many years.
Sure.
It's insane.
You're not afraid to speak up and say those things that you feel need to be changed. That's just probably really important.
And the thing I learned was that from, you know, being executive, that I was where I was at because other people's knowledge and abilities.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't me as an ego thing sitting in a nice chair and all that. And I took that philosophy with me when I started this sewing shop, getting other people that could sew and learning from them. And then I worked at other shops, you know, that weren't mine. I'd hire on as an employee and learn what they're doing and stuff, you know, and not covertly or, you know, any way that
just
would
to learn.
Just growing.
Yeah, just growing and learning. They knew what I was doing. And, and I'd visit different factories on how to do stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's an easier way to do it than just doing it this way. And I was able to grow that and incorporate it. And I got good people with me that knew what they're doing. And I encouraged them, and they encouraged me. And we sprung that into a larger and larger business. And pretty soon we were doing contract sewing for other companies, major companies. And we had an R&D department, and these larger companies would come to us with ideas, you know, on a napkin.
Like what type of things were you guys making?
Can you talk about some of those companies you worked for? Is that?
Well, I won't mention their names, but some of the larger companies, you know, they've changed over the years and changed.
Let's just say
ownership.
some of the largest.
I mean, you could say them. It's not like.
And I think he's under contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, I think he's under some serious non-disclosures.
They would come to us and say, hey, we need this, or we need this tweaked or something. Or they actually, you know, we were kind of like the...
like clothes items? Or
backpacks.
Like backpacks. Okay.
So
okay.
A lot of your
suits?
sports equipment, backpacks, hunting equipment, holders, and those kind of things.
Anything in the outdoor industry. Like
more
simple,
outdoor
simple
sector.
stuff like, you know, holders for your binoculars, right?
Sure.
And bags for your tripods, and you know, gear and equipment for anything backpacking, rock climbing, you know, all the pieces, parts and components and straps and webbing and like anything to do if you're going in the mountains and hiking, you know, from like gaiters that you would wear to keep the weather out. I mean, he just got his hands involved in all of that.
That's great. Perfect for you then.
Like more than perfect.
Yeah.
So you must have had to do a lot of research
I had to do a lot of research. I had to do a lot of learning, and I just when I was in college, that was one of the things that I just loved to do, was absorb knowledge. I mean, if I could have stayed in college and earned a living for the rest of my life, I would have done it.
That's great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I just carried that absorption factor with me through life. And so I was on board with all these companies, and I was very open and frank with them and said, you know, okay, I'll make your stuff, and it's compartmentalized, and I'm also making your competitors' stuff, and we'll do this. And
cool.
I kept the balance, and just was open and transparent with people. And it worked out really good. You know, then as the rest of the world experienced, we experienced COVID, and that just really hit us. For, you know, you had to be you had to have essential workers, and we were able to do that because we had some military contracts, so we were considered essential, and we were able to keep going. But that was a smaller percentage of our overall business. The larger business was contractual cut and sew for other companies, and they just kind of basically shut the doors.
Right, because they all slow down.
Supply chains and everything else like that.
Supply chains then were terrible also.
And that just really hit us. And so I had lots of equipment. I did as Beau did. I bought good machines and anything I made an extra and stuff I'd put back into buying more machines, which gave us bigger capabilities and that
always growing.
Yeah. And pretty soon I'm like, okay, we have all these machines and all these people, and we don't have, enough business to keep us going. And I'm just not a person that likes to hire people and say, okay, you're on for 4 months and then we'll lay you off, and then we bring people back. And it's not right. And they look to me as I look to them to support each other.
Yeah.
So I ran into another gentleman that had a business that was doing other types of products, and he had a huge building, and I had tons of equipment and sewers, and he had lots of materials and stuff. So we combined and had a business that we put together. We were able to utilize that and continue growing, and so
that's good.
Yeah.
Is that local? Where is that?
It was in Boise.
It was in the Boise area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would have been heartbreaking to have to get rid of all the stuff you've worked so hard to build, and it's awesome that you figured out a way to keep it going.
Pivot.
Yeah.
And at that point, had you known Beau at all, or
So where me and Beau came in, it was about 10 years ago. He was needing his products made and that type of thing, and he came to us, and
he's like, all I have is a hammer. I can't sew.
We did a lot of prototypes together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew Jay through this whole process that he talked about. Basically, once he was going into the transition phase, and before that, and this the whole entire time.
Small world. Because were you guys doing business at that point, or just friends?
Business.
You were already.
We started business and then became friends very quickly.
Gotcha.
I see. Okay.
And Jay's easy to become friends with him, and
You seem like a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the thing that worked out so good is, as Beau described in his background, he knows llamas and these animals inside and out, how they move, how they go, and how things need to be packed. And he's absorbed this from all different aspects and people within the industry over years. And it's exciting and it's fun because I can take my skills and abilities and put it into fruition of, the right types of materials and how to put it together and assemble it and do it in a way that's long lasting and, a durable quality product. I'm like him. I don't want to do something cheap. Mm-hmm. I'm not in it to just capture a windfall of some type. It's something that is meaningful, and yes, I make a living at it, but it's also a product that a customer loves and uses, and it helps their lives and helps them move forward in what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And, back to my story, I worked with this partner of mine, and we were doing good and so on and so forth. And there's a few other life changes that happened, and I'm an older person, and I basically retired. After COVID, some of these larger companies that we're doing business for were bought out by other larger corporations, and the products that we were doing for them stateside, they moved overseas.
Sure, okay.
And so that was one of our biggest nemesis is that back and forth. Yeah. So it was a good time for me to retire, and the thing that I liked about it was I was able to sell the business and the equipment to my former employees and kind of pay it forward.
Yeah. Sure, it kind of feels good to know that that's going to live on.
Pass the torch a little bit.
They put so much into me. I just kind of wanted to pay it forward and help them get to a point, and they're doing good, and they're expanding and growing. And
now we use them.
Exciting. So you guys.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Great. Okay. That's awesome.
So, that's awesome how it's come full circle like that.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, you already had the circle going, but
yeah, and it's just it's really exciting. It's like. Yeah, we're building packs and saddles and stuff, for tack basically for different types of animals and animal breeds and so on. Mm-hmm. But, there's new technologies and new synthetics and stuff that are really, coming into the market. And instead of like just using what we've always used, we're going forward, and we're bringing some inventiveness into the market. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just kind of inflating the tires so it rolls a lot better. And
modernizing a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say a lot of it, to the point. It's really hard to do because people aren't doing it. But what we're looking for is like, okay, in a million miles, here's what we've learned: backpacks with people, shoes, boots, socks, headwear, everything, and tents, pads, trekking poles, water filtration systems, everything that you use, and then all the things that a llama uses: saddle pads, panniers, halter, lead rope, neck bands, first aid kit. Every single piece of equipment, it needs to last longer.
Yeah.
And it needs to be better built. How do we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are the weak points and sizing that's not out there? So we're going through and making it commercially operation friendly.
Yeah.
And so that you can have it for a lifetime. You can buy one thing, essentially plan on it for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. So that's the mindset behind it. And it's really exciting, but man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I think it's great because there's a lot of businesses who will do the opposite and build things cheaper so they break faster and you have to buy more.
Buy them again.
And it's like when you see a random like $50 duffel bag versus a Gucci bag. And I know a lot of these like designer bags or knockoffs are like made cheaper too. But still, a zipper is thick and quality and it just like feels different. And I don't know, it's just nice when you have that thing that'll last, but I feel like you don't see it as much anymore.
Yeah.
No, you definitely
in
don't see it.
everyday products.
And both of us like to absorb what feedback we get from the people that are using it in the field. They're like, is it easier to access it this way or that way? And then like, Beau was saying, we've learned a lot just by using it in a million miles. So it's like, okay, we understand where seams are going to come apart, where abrasion's going to wear more. And, we want to keep things dry for people that are using our products and that. So we're putting all that together and listening to what they're saying and then incorporating it into our products. So that's ease of use. It's going to last a long time. It's not going to fall apart. You can give it to your kids later on and it's not going to be obsolescent in a year or two because, we changed the design and put more pretty colors on it.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
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 It's really fun. It's a lot of work. And the thing is, we call it Mount Sopris Equipment it was always Sopris
How do you
Unlimited.
spell
MT SOPRIS.
Thanks for explaining the mount.
Yeah, just making sure. Yes.
It's a mountain in Colorado.
Yeah, it's
Mount
a double
Sopris.
peak mountain in Colorado.
Okay.
And the reason why it was named that, so Charlie, the old owner and founder, he called it Sopris Unlimited. And he would walk out his door of his house and boom, there was the mountain, Mount Sopris. And so he called it Sopris Unlimited. And at one time, I think early, he called it Mount Sopris Llamas. So we wanted to bring back the mount part and then bring in the Sopris as well. And so Mount Sopris equipment, because we're doing stuff for livestock. So we're doing goats, burros, llamas right now. And then we also we did 100 horse halters just because we really liked design. And no one knew where to buy them or could buy them. They're not on any website. We sold one to one person and then the calls came in. Now they're all gone.
No way.
And I'm like, so good thing we called it Mount Sopris Equipment because I wanted to build a better horse halter for my own horses.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I did. And now they're all sold.
That's amazing.
Perfect.
Now you have a new product line.
Now we have a new product line.
So is that like the future of your business
That's the
now?
future.
Is you guys are now working on this with the manufacturing and the pushing of
Exactly. Daniel comes and says, "Hey, there's just no real good bag for carrying these tripods and the cameras to go to these."
We'd have so many ideas.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm just going to start writing down a list of
we
things
have a lot of ideas.
Can you just make me this custom deal? It's like, all right, we're going to make you this custom deal. And if you like it, then we're going to mass produce a minimum quantity of these and we'll try to sell them.
Yeah.
Because if you believe in it, Daniel, you test it, you like it, then it'll be your design and we're going to pay you a royalty for everyone we sell because it's your design.
That's super cool.
But we'll
That's
build
smart.
it and test it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because then that kind of helps you like build off other people's success too as it works because the quality you're bringing will work.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a matter of if they have an idea that's
Right.
True.
And we want to take our experience in manufacturing and textiles and long use products and then build something most of the time will be made in the USA by locals, right? And so our people stay busy and we build stuff. And that's what's taken a long time is we're building a facility from the ground up and then building the business basically from the ground up as well as keeping
the current
roots
existing
of the
one.
current one intact.
So just making it like bigger, just expanding.
Yeah. And
Okay.
there'll be a
And
transit.
everything's sourced locally or in the United States, because a lot of geopolitical stuff going on and
changing.
the supply chains and stuff. So we have very responsible and willing and are part of our team employees and manufacturers, and our source materials are coming from the United States, and
have you
American made, and it adds to the the uniqueness and the goal is.
Well, especially now where like the tariffs and everything do make things a little bit more confusing for people or tricky, that it's if they know there's a place they can go like you guys, it's just local.
We talk to a lot of people who do like manufacturing of their own products and stuff. And if they had access to something here, like that would be so cool.
Have you noticed once those other companies started outsourcing to just out of the country that quality lessened, or did you notice a difference?
Quality control is very hard to maintain if you're out of the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we're here and we're hands-on, we can maintain that quality control. And that's really important because, quality control is not just the finished product. It's all the building blocks and foundation to that. It's training your team on how to do it, giving them the right equipment, giving them the right materials and raw goods to make it from. And being able to expunge that knowledge into them so that they can use it and they feel good and they're doing it. So, we could cut corners or do that, or, instead of this time, let's use this cheaper fabric. We don't do that. We stay on task.
There's a lot of corners you can cut and we've just never done that. And we worked with a sewing house that did that to us without us knowing here local, not locally, but in the US. And it was really apparent, and it was just really disappointing.
Did you have to find out like through a customer buying it from them, or did you guys get it first?
So we get it, and then we're looking at it, it's like, this is not what we hoped for. And Jay working overseas has seen that a lot. And we started first going overseas for some mass production on certain items that we sold a lot of. There's a lot to learn in that. And then the last 12 years has been so inconsistent, and of getting just your raw materials, and the quality of it goes up and down, and then getting something finished. And I'm like, we just need to be able to long-term be able to get the same thing over and over and over again in the same quality. How do we do that? Because you can't do these big runs of products and then they differ from one run to the next. Not even a little bit. And a lot of the differences are dramatic. And so, we're building our own manufacturing facility and hiring our people and taking good care of them, Like our business is essentially based on, if the company does well, everyone does well. And so we agree to pay you what you agreed to work for, but, we have incentive payments to every employee based upon, how well we do, the financial benefit of the company.
That's important for them.
That's how you keep people.
For sure.
Because they work harder to make you more money. It's like,
we just all need to make a living, right?
Exactly.
And you train them better, and you spend more time with them, going through everything that and having those experiences. And then it's like, hey, you guys messed up a $80,000 machine because you didn't ask for help when you should have. And so this, whatever it costs us to repair it, it comes out of the cost that goes to everybody. And I hate to tell you that, and it really sucks, but it sucks for everybody because we are all in this together. And even if you don't think that we are, we really, really are. And we win and we lose together. And so we get people's buy-in because they see it. And it takes them a while sometimes when they come from a background that's like they haven't been treated well, or they've been burned.
They're hesitant. You can see their walls are up.
And it takes them a while to realize that what we say we mean. And sometimes it just takes some time to learn it anyway. But once they do, it's really beautiful.
That's exciting.
And people come to work thinking, I got a college degree, I got a master's degree, and here I am sewing. Here I am cutting metal or material. Here I am answering phone calls. But I'm making more than I was at my last job, or the same, and I come to work every day and I like it. And it's amazing to see people do something they never thought they would do, enjoying it more than anything they've done that they thought they should be doing in their life.
That's pretty cool, though.
That's powerful to me,
Like true happiness as a person. Like you need to enjoy your work.
Whatever it is.
You just need to enjoy it to survive. And
like our sewing technicians, they're not just doing the same thing each and every day. This part of the project on the order of assembly, we're doing this stage. and we'll use this machine, but they're trained to use another machine and go over and do that. And so it's not just monotonous, where they're falling asleep behind it. It's not like that. They're vested in it. And we like to hear what they say, because sometimes they come up with the best ideas just because they're on the front line. Hey, if we did this a little bit better, hey, you're right. It's not, I know everything. Yeah. It's not like that.
You're not all offended by it. You're like,
you guys have worked at places where they're like no contributions are allowed.
Yes.
For
like
sure.
No brain power, no thinking.
Yeah, they have.
I do not like that.
No, it's really frustrating. It's hard because
you're like, why am I here?
Where's the motivation to push harder and do more? And
Yeah.
And you burn out real quick with that.
You burn out.
Technology nowadays is wonderful because, the language barriers, with the translators on the phones, we can communicate and that lets them, not just, well, I can't speak the language. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. You can. And sometimes things are interpreted a little wrong by, the phone, but,
You're talking about
at least you're trying.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And so that gets them involved and to understand, and they're vested in it. So
that's really cool. So if you could give someone advice who is wanting to pursue their passion or start a business, what would that be?
I would say that never doubt how powerful passion is.
Okay.
And if you're passionate about something, it will carry you a really, really long ways. But if you're passionate about something that you can't make a living off of logistically, then discover, why are you passionate about this? And then your passion might be a little bit different than you think that it is. And I would say, so figure out what your passion is and guide it, and then find some mentors that will help you, tell you that the way you're going about it or how to go about it, and really trust them. If they've got experience, lean on them, and we just started weekly phone calls with 4 of my friends that are all entrepreneurs in vast industries. And we each get 10 minutes on the phone call to say what's going on with our world, what hurdle we're fighting that we can't figure out, and what's our future challenge coming up look like.
Okay,
that's awesome.
And hearing someone talk about it in the cleaning industry, and what he's Kyle's the guy. He's so innovative, and he's like, I'll do anything to make it process faster, simpler. And I'm like, man, it's really good to hear from him. And so I would say, mentors, ask more questions.
On that call, are you guys giving each other advice, or are you just like listening?
I think we give each other advice if someone asks for it.
Okay.
But by hearing everyone talk about what's going on, the advice comes
like inspiring
through
already.
that.
Totally.
So they're like, oh.
Gotcha.
And they're like, man, I'm really stuck. You guys got any thoughts? It's like, boom, I was in that same situation with an employee, and here's what I did.
Totally.
I said, hey, dude, you're coming to work, you're cancer, you're not happy here. I want you to be happy. What do you want to do in life? And he's like, I never thought about that. It's like, help them find their path. It's like, you want to be a farmer? Okay. Can you work for 2 months, have a positive attitude, and I'm going to connect you with some farmers I know. You start interviewing and learning the skill set you need to go do what you love. Yeah. Because you don't want to be here.
Totally.
Yeah. But I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. That's one.
It's not personal
example,
to you. It's like,
right?
let's just get you where you need to be.
Yeah. And so that was one thing that just happened.
That's rare.
On the
That is
last
super
phone
rare
call.
as like a business owner to treat people like that.
And that's
to
how
have a
I
boss
treat
that
people.
like cares about you, to be like, let's help you out.
Yeah.
I remember, one of my first real jobs, the second I told him I didn't want to do that exact thing, there was none of that question. It was like, you're fired. We don't need, if you don't want to do this exact role we're looking for, you're gone. And
I just think it's a waste. I think people give up on themselves too much, and I feel like we give up on each other too much.
Yeah.
And the truth is, like, if you're in that position and you're at a job that you don't want to be at, but you need to pay the bills because you got kids to support.
Yeah.
You got college debt to pay for. And you have to do it because it's what you've got right now. And you're not very positive. You show up late to work every now and then. You're not very vibrant at work, and you don't go spend time with your counterparts. It's like, it's very noticeable. And if someone were to come to you and say, hey, you just don't seem very happy. Why aren't you very happy? You're getting the job done, but man, I can just see that you're dragging through it.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
You don't seem happy.
It's like, what is it in life that if something changed for you, you would be on the path to success and whatever success is. And someone comes to you and says that, and you're like, I've had this trial and this hardship, and here's where I'm at. And what I'm doing just kind of brings me down. It's like, we have other things in the company you could do, first of all, but what do you really want to do in life? And they're like, I want to be a dancer. I was like, well, you're 60, you're 300 pounds, and being a dancer is probably not realistic. And I love you, but let's talk about what something that really is going to work for you.
No, I get that. Yeah.
And then try to help them in that path.
Yeah.
Because we want to help them with their finances, right? We want them to be financially successful. We want their family time to be substantial. And we want their work-life balance to be the best that it can be. And there's times when we demand a lot. And when there's times we don't demand a lot, we demand that they go and do something well with the people that they love. And so it's a give and a take, and we try to have a relationship where we know where they're at. And so knowing where people are at and helping them find something they're passionate about in life, and then using our resources and our mentors and companies they worked to help match them up.
Yeah.
We just helped the guy he was probably the best welder we've ever hired. He just wanted to be a farmer. His brother just passed away, and his company worked for sold their farm, and so he had to leave. So sold the farm. His brother, just after that, passed away. He started working for us, and then his mom died.
Yep.
And so he came to us, lost his job because they sold the farm.
Yeah.
And he's already down. And then he gets double hit. And I'm like, what do you want to do, buddy?
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to be a farmer. It's all I know. I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
And I just love it. So I said, let's help you. And 2 months later, he's like, got a job interview. Like, awesome. Who with? And I'd follow up with him. It's like, how'd it go? He's like, not a good fit. I'm like, okay. And he finally landed an amazing job. He gets paid $90,000 a year, which is insane.
Yeah.
And he works hard, and it works well for him and his family.
Yeah.
And he has since come and helped us when he was slow in the winter. For 2 years, he comes and helps us in the winter.
That's nice.
That's just like that's just like showing care.
A solid mentorship in the end.
It just takes a lot of care to follow up.
And it's really nice. I mean, when he comes and helps us, it's like, sweet. Jared's here, we can get some more work done. And we pay him still part-time, and I just got to keep giving and want people to be successful,
That's good
Build
advice.
that community around you.
Yeah.
So they
Build
can
up
grow
others.
with you, not just you grow.
What about your advice, Jay?
Yeah.
Mine is accept failure.
Okay.
Because you are going to fail along the way, but if you accept it, understand it, admit to it, it allows you to step back and reroute and reabsorb and establish yourself and your mindset to keep moving forward. You know? If you let it knock you off the table, you might not want to get back up. So accept that you're going to have failures, but if you keep moving forward, the failures are going to be a lot less than the successes, in the long run. And it's just keep moving forward. And like Beau says, I really like to network with people because they invest in you, you invest in them, and it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
And it allows you to move. And if they see you accept failure, but pick yourself back up and say, okay, well, that was a total loss, but let's get together and what's a better way to do it? And you get all the inputs and you move forward. And then all of a sudden you're with a better product or a better outcome or whatever the situation is calling for. And everybody, allows them to feel better about themselves, rather than, knock yourself down and go hide in the corner or blame somebody else. Or
Blame. Yeah. So much blame. And things.
Yeah,
so I like that.
Yeah.
No, it's very healthy mindsets you both have.
Yeah, that's really great. Good friendship.
We fail a lot.
I can see why you like each other and get along.
It's a good duo.
Yeah, we fail a lot.
Yeah.
I think people think the failure is like, I have to sell the business. It's like, that is failure.
Yeah.
But there's always, it's like the phoenix. There's amazing things that rise from ashes. Just, when you fail majorly, I say, you got to feel that failure and then regroup. And it's like, what do I do
Move
now?
along.
You know?
Yeah, I like that you brought up just figuring out like what didn't work.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a huge thing with failures is like not just sulking in it. Being like, okay, really realistically, not what I think, what I feel like, what realistically on paper, what was the problem?
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to fix usually when you can like treat it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when
like
you're
that.
networking with other people, they have those different angles of view that maybe you didn't even
It's
see.
like whether I like
Totally.
the answer or not, if that's the solution,
Yeah.
so be it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think it's probably the one thing that I would say is vital to just survival as an entrepreneur or business person in general, or even a key manager inside of a business is connecting with other people, life
Completely.
coaching, whatever it is, just having communications like fireside type.
Genuine communication.
Genuine communication about what's going on in your life and your business work, and even your family, because it is so needed. And if you're not doing it,
yeah.
Just
you're
humans
missing
need it
out.
right now.
You're missing
Yeah.
out, and it's a beautiful thing. And man, I mean, just to come and have an hour conversation, it's monumental for the two of you and the two of us to put all things on hold. I mean, how many times have you looked at your cell phone?
Yeah.
And when's the last time in the last 2 weeks you did that for
All
an
day
hour,
I've been
hour
checking
straight?
it. Yeah, every like 10 minutes. This
For
is the
an hour
first
straight?
part of the day I
2
haven't
hours straight?
stopped. No.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you get. And so like we need to do it, and it's very powerful. So I say keep doing that.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm sure you guys have great advice too, and
No,
I'd love
I don't.
to hear it.
I don't have any good advice. Your advice is better. We'll end on that.
Yeah, we'll end on your
I
advice.
like your advice.
Where can people look you up to stalk you a little bit
Yeah.
more? Look up your llamas, maybe.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if they need to rent a llama.
Yeah.
I think you can go to rentallama.com. That's for sure.
Oh,
Or rentllamas.com.
All right,
You
I
go to
love
our
that.
Wilderness Ridge Trail Llamas.
okay.
They can go to batybuilders.com as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Sopris Unlimited.
Okay.
And that is our website. And then in Utah, it's Wilderness Ridge Adventures.
Awesome.
Okay. So Wilderness Ridge Llama, and you
Yeah.
got so much stuff
And then
going on.
Facebook and Instagram pages. And we're relaunching all of our websites here the first of the year.
That's exciting.
Exciting. Very
Okay.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
It's a lot of work. Websites are the worst.
And you have a lot of stuff going on, so that's
Seriously.
a lot of
You have like
data
4
to
websites
collect
to
there.
That's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
express failure every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, every day.
It'll all be worth it.
Yeah.
It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it launches, you'll be like, "This is great. It was all worth it."
It's totally worth it. I feel it now, but I'm like, man, failure's like my friend. You know, it's like every day.
It's just hovering
Once
there.
the whole
Hovering there.
rebrand works and everything, you can buy everyone a bonus or get everyone a bonus, and the llama is a good dinner.
Yeah. Everyone,
Treat the llamas better if you do
everyone-
better.
Everyone gets steak, you know. except for
Llamas know.
Love
Llama
the
steak.
steak. I love the steak.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for being
thank
on
you.
our
Thank you,
podcast
guys.
today. That's great to hear more about your background and
Yeah.
the llamas in this area.
And I don't know if how much the listeners know basically, but what you guys do is amazing. And I've searched high and low. And when I had reached out to 14 different companies between Wyoming, Idaho, and Utah.
Wow.
The most response I got was out of Utah, but nobody did what you guys did.
Yeah.
And when you guys brought in our products, we brought in used products as well as new ones, and the cleanup and the pictures were phenomenal.
Good.
I'm glad you liked it.
The attention to detail for our website, I was extremely impressed, and
Good.
that's why we got more for you guys to do, and there will be more and more and more.
Great.
And
Like we have a solid stack of those llama harnesses ready for you up there.
Yeah.
I know.
We have them hidden.
And I'm excited for us to work together on the next phase because it's lifestyle stuff, you know.
Cool.
Fun.
And this is like
That'll be
this
so
is
fun.
your world.
I'm excited.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, now we're gonna mix your world and my world
Oh,
and
I'm
get
so
into
excited.
the field and
We've
do
been
lifestyle.
looking for someone who wants to do that. So
I can't wait to take photos of llamas out in the nature
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
people.
And the fall,
Love
we've,
it.
we've been
Cool.
prepping everything for the
excited.
fall
Okay.
so that the colors are right and the products are done. And so it's been a big push to get the studio images done and then get to that point. But
Yeah.
Timing.
why we're here is because, you know, we got to work together, Danielle, and you guys are a solid team and really did a bang up job on phase 1 and 2 of the websites. And so thank you.
Well, we really
good.
like to hear that because we've definitely put a lot of work into
I can tell.
getting that all right. And half the time I was like, is this how the forward part goes? I
Yeah.
was like, well,
He's like, is it
what part's
upside down?
forward? I don't know.
It's very complex. And
I was like holding it up, like picturing a llama in front of me, of like where
Yeah.
it would go. Yeah.
yeah.
But that's great.
It's fun.
But yeah.
And the
It's fun
I just
stuff.
want to tell you this. I know this is a long podcast, but for 16 years, we've tried to get it right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I've failed at it. I've never it got to my expectation. And so when I got your finished images, and after interviewing, I interviewed 6 of the 14 people I reached out to, and you were the top 1 and 2. And so I was like, okay. And after we met, I'm like, yeah, he's our guy. And then what you gave me, I was finally like, my vision captured.
You're like what you wanted.
Like you could
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can put this on the website and know
That's awesome.
that that's what I want people to see.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to
Represent
do.
you.
It's so hard to do. And you were the first person to actually accomplish it.
Great.
Well, that makes me
Thank
feel
you.
really good. Thank
love
you.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you
it's
so much.
yeah, it's like really fun to help someone else who's got something they're so passionate about and make it like look how they. Yeah, it's exciting to see you excited.
Yeah,
like
'cause
that's
always-
what keeps me going.
We say like
So,
our business is other people's business. So like we need your stuff to look good because
Yeah.
like that's our finished product is that photo.
And it's so hard to
it's like
do.
we have
You
to
guys
make
are
it look
very
good.
talented.
Yeah.
yeah, so anyone who's
Yeah.
hearing this and you need product pictures, hire
Give
us.
us a call or style
And
photos.
lifestyle.
We can do it
And
all. Yeah, we
everything,
can do
yeah.
all the photos.
Yeah. And
And
people,
pretty good.
videos. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
can,
We do a lot.
yeah. And so we're excited to get the next phase so you guys
Yeah.
can help us with that. But thank you so much for what you've done for us.
Of course.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I need these next ones done. I think there's 30. You got a week?
Easy.
2 weeks?
We'll help you out with
Yeah.
that.
September 1 deadline.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Right,
well, we
Jay?
better get going and working on that.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
Well, thanks for being here.
And thanks everyone for listening. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.